Hi, folks. Dimitri Downing here, and welcome back to Cannamentor, our series of individuals that here in Arizona we're introducing to the community that are going to provide help, are willing to provide help for social equity applicants and professionals to navigate the Arizona industry. We have selected a wonderful group of individuals, I think 15 to 20, who are familiar with the industry from seed to sale and how it works, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So we're pleased to offer them up to you. And of course, they're offering themselves up to you as individuals who help guide you through the process. Today, we are joined by a wonderful individual, but let's get right to the point, which is to introduce them, not to hear me talk. So John, how are you doing today?
I'm great. Thanks for having me, Dimitri.
Yeah, John, you know, you're selected very carefully. All the mentors are selected very carefully. So John, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into the industry.
Well, I mean, my journey with cannabis started on the recreational level. I'd say, back when I was in high school and whatnot, but I got in a lot of trouble back in the day for it because my family was very conservative and they weren't in line with cannabis use. So I paid the price and actually went through the system, and they wanted to make an example of me because I was, dare I say, a little more privileged individual, and they wanted to make an example of me, so they put me through the system. So I kind of always wanted to help people to avoid having to go through the system to begin with.
So you got caught yourself? Did you get a conviction, or how'd that work out?
Yeah, I got caught when I was in high school, and I had to go to DH, and then I broke my probation, and I had to go to jail shortly after I turned 18 to finish out my my time. But it was all just because I got caught with a pipe.
Crazy.
And like I said, look, we all make mistakes, and I have to own up to it. But they made it known to me that they wanted to make an example of me because I was in a more privileged position, and they wanted kids in my position to see someone like me going through the system, and so they didn't have to, so hopefully they wouldn't go through it, I guess. But it wasn't long after using cannabis recreationally that I started to see that it was actually benefiting me, and in the way that people call, self-medicating or what have you. And so I've continued use since I was 15 years old, mainly to help with, I started to realize it was helping me with anxiety and helping me with my depression and helping me to get through certain things that were tough. And, sometimes I don't think I would have graduated from college if I hadn't have had cannabis there to help me through it, because there were just some tough times and just a lot of things. And, and then, like I said, I came to realize that it was doing something more for me than recreational. It was helping me. It was helping me to manage my life and to be the person I wanted to be more of. And, so all along, though, I was living back in Cleveland and Pittsburgh, and, I was out in San Diego for a while as well, but never really in like a market where there was a industry, so to speak,
right
at the time. So it was never really something that popped up on my radar.
Context wise, what year was this 18 that you were, what year was
that? Was 96.
Okay, 1996. Yeah, because most of us are familiar with the 2010, 2012 things started to open up in Arizona. So you went as a therapeutic user. You went 14 years navigating the world of the quasi legal kind of stuff.
Right. And you make it work, right? You don't know what you're getting all the time. You just get a bag of weed from a guy and you make it work for what you're using it for. But I'll tell you, when I was finally introduced to a place where I could go into a shop and I could get something that was right for the day and something that was right for the night, and I could start figuring out what worked for me, all of a sudden, I mean, that increased my quality of living so dramatically, even more so than just the, having to operate the black market for a bag of weed from a dude type of thing. Because you really had access to consistent, usually, consistent products, and you could continue to get something that works once you find it.
No,
and
this
is really a game changer.
Yeah, no, this is great because I mean, this qualifies you like an OG, which is one of the reasons why we're doing this is to let people in the social equity world out there, those who want to get in, know that there's individuals who understand what they've been through and understand what's happened to them and they can relate to. So this story is a perfect story to start with. Um, and so thank you for sharing that. When did you start in the business of cannabis, like the new regulated market? We won't ask
So,
what you did prior.
yeah, I moved to Phoenix in 2017. And I was working in outdoor retail, with Recreational Equipment Incorporated, REI, great company. But I came out here and I was all of a sudden in this market where there was an industry. And I had kind of been training myself, grooming myself in the outdoor industry to be a representative in the field for one of the bigger brands that I was a fan of. So it was right in line with this. And, I was in the right place, the right time. I interviewed well with Kind Concentrates, Arizona's first cannabis concentrate company. And, I got my foot in the door just luckily with one of the best brands in the market. And, as a salesperson, that makes my job a lot easier when I can truly believe in the quality and stand behind the quality. And I use the product myself so I can get excited about it and share with people how they might benefit the way that I've benefited from using that product.
So you've been with Kind since 2017,
2018. Sorry about that.
2018. So
Yep.
what's your role right now? What's your official role?
Well, I'm a wholesale account manager.
Mhm.
So I work with about 43 different shops in the market to try to help them grow their sales, keep their teams up on their education, just making sure that, we're all about customer service. We're all about quality, not just products, but services, and everything, we do has to have that quality touch. So we really try to be, I try to give all 43 of my customers the same amount of love across the board.
Right. No, this is great. And it's interesting. I find that going to all the shops, talking to all the individuals, you pick up and you learn so much. That's one of the things I haven't been is in the field for years. I started in 2012, but I kind of left the field in 2016. So now it's just meetings and networking. But every time you show up at one of these dispensaries, you learn more.
Absolutely.
Yeah, which is fantastic, which is knowledge that you're now willing to share and impart with others. So which is absolutely fantastic because you're the perfect individual who's been through it all,
Well,
used therapeutically, been through the system, experienced the punishment. What did you do before outdoor retail? What was your professional training in the 90s and 2000s?
I sold insurance with Progressive and State Farm. So I was a
Okay.
licensed agent.
Yeah, no, that
Um,
that helps too, because people need to understand the transition from whether it's insurance, real estate, banking, or no job at all into cannabis is pretty smooth. How did you find that?
Oh yeah, I mean, like, look, I've been very fortunate to work for a lot of great companies throughout the years that have put me through some amazing training, and it's just the timing was remarkable for me to come into this market in 2018 because I was ready to go. And again, getting placed with brands that I truly believe in was just the icing on the cake, because it just makes my job that much easier when you really believe in the product and the quality and you stand behind it.
No, this is absolutely fantastic. I want you to be my Cannamentor. So at this point, but let's get to just a couple quick questions. Any advice on individuals looking to get into the industry from a just a social equity perspective, a licensing perspective, and maybe if not from a licensing perspective, from a professional perspective, like career, you know?
Yeah, like I said, for me, it was kind of just I had my ear to the ground at the right time. It was the right place, right time. But it's networking, right? And a lot of times people ask me when I'm out in the field, "Hey, how did you get into the industry?" And my story is kind of unique because it's kind of kind of lucky. Um, I tell people a lot of times that actually I steer them toward you, Dimitri. I recommend that they come to MITA and start getting their face and their name out there. I mean, there's no better networking event in the state. And, it's starting to get bigger and bigger with rec. These MITA events are getting, I mean, from what I've seen, just bigger and bigger. So I'm wondering if we're going to have to move from the Foundry eventually,
I need help. That's why we're pushing them back towards you.
Right.
We're spreading them out. So now when people come to the MITA website, they'll see yourself and 15, 20 other individuals that say, hey, we're here to help. We know what you've been through. We care about our fellow man, care about teaching. Give us a call.
Well, the thing is, and that said, it's all about networking again. So knowing people in the industry, whether they're bud tenders, managers at shops, if you meet someone who's in the industry, always be asking questions and just pick their brain to see how, if they've heard of any opportunities anywhere or anything like that, because people are always talking, like you said, it's been a while since you've been out in the field. I deal with 43 of the same shops. I'm trying to be in those shops every couple weeks at least. And I'll tell you that it's constantly changing. Every time I come back into that shop a couple weeks later, there's more news. There's things have changed. Our industry changes so quickly. I've worked in retail for decades, and retail was always, you better expect change. You got seasonal changes. You just have you got to change with the market. You got all these things, but now you've got the cannabis industry, and it's the fastest moving, and your job can change literally tomorrow. So there's always information, and things are constantly changing. And just knowing someone like myself, I hear about things all the time, and we have openings within our company. We're in Tucson. So that's the thing. Sometimes when people are asking me, because I'm Phoenix based, and a lot of times I got to tell them, oh yeah, we have opportunities, but they're in Tucson. But I do hear about other opportunities out in the field just because I'm in these shops.
No, John, this is perfect. This is exactly what I want to do. And I'm thrilled that you're a Cannamentor. Yeah, well, so we try to keep it short because people have to watch 15, 20 of these and pick who they want to work with or reach out to. I would reach out to you myself. You're absolutely amazing. And it's our honor to host you on the MITA website. And it's to be a fellow member of the Arizona cannabis industry with you. What's the best way to get a hold of you? LinkedIn, email?
Yeah. My email or, my phone number too. I make myself available to my customers. I want to make myself available to folks if they have questions. My email is John, JOHN at AZCopia. That's AZCOPIA.com. So you can reach me there. My phone number, if you want to text me, call me, whatever, 440-796-6164.
I don't think that,
if you have any questions.
Yeah, I don't think that will get scraped off the web, so it's pretty safe. Like you don't want to put your phone number on the web, but on a YouTube video, it's okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no, it's okay on YouTube, right?
If I send them my email, they'll see all that information anyway. So if we communicate that way, they'll get all my other info.
Well, this is great. Very casual, very to the point, very informative. So folks, remember, John's available as a Cannamentor. Please reach out to him. And we look forward to hearing from you or seeing you at the next MITA. Thank you very much. And thank you, John.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Dimitri.